Communication Mastery, The Art of Speaking with Purpose. Chapter 1. The Magic of Communication. The Power of Words. Words are like magic spells. They can heal, inspire, or even ignite a firestorm of emotions. When we think about the power of words, we often overlook their ability to shape our reality. Every time we speak, we weave a tapestry of influence that can encourage someone to take a leap of faith or dissuade them from pursuing their dreams. Imagine the impact of a well-placed compliment or a soothing reassurance during a tough time. By choosing our words wisely, we don't just communicate. We create connections, foster understanding, and build bridges between hearts and minds. But let's not forget the playful dance of nonverbal communication that accompanies our verbal expressions. Ever tried to convey excitement with a monotone voice? Spoiler alert, it doesn't work. The power of words gets amplified when paired with the right facial expressions, gestures, and body language. Picture this. You're sharing an inspiring story, your eyes sparkling, hands animatedly illustrating your points, and your audience is hanging on every word. That's the magic of blending verbal and nonverbal cues. The right combination can turn an ordinary message into an unforgettable experience, convincingly pulling your audience into your world. Now, let's turn our attention to the unsung hero of communication: active listening. It's not just about nodding your head and pretending to care. It's about immersing yourself in the conversation. When you actively listen, you validate the speaker's feelings and thoughts, creating a safe space for them to express themselves. This is where empathy develops. By tuning into someone's emotional landscape, you not only deepen your connection but also enhance your own emotional intelligence. Picture yourself in a conversation where you truly understand the other person's perspective. It's like sharing a secret code that only the two of you can decipher. In the realm of leadership, effective communication is the bedrock of success. Leaders who harness the power of words can inspire their teams to reach new heights. Think of a great leader's speech that ignites passion and motivates action. Words can rally people around a shared vision and instill a sense of purpose. But it's not just what leaders say, it's how they say it. A leader who combines strong verbal communication with authenticity and emotional resonance captures the hearts of their followers. The result? A team that feels valued and motivated to contribute their best. Finally, let's not underestimate the art of storytelling. Humans have been captivated by stories since the dawn of time. When we share our experiences through storytelling, we make our messages relatable and impactful. A well-told story can resonate with listeners long after the last word is spoken. So, the next time you have a point to make, consider wrapping it in a narrative that engages the imagination and evokes emotion. This is where the power of words truly shines, transforming mundane information into memorable experiences that linger in the minds of your audience. Understanding communication styles. Understanding communication styles is like discovering the secret ingredients in a chef's special recipe. Each style has its distinct flavor, and when blended together, they create a delightful feast of interaction. Whether you're the zesty extrovert who thrives on lively banter or the thoughtful introvert who prefers deep conversations, recognizing your own style and that of others can be the key to effective communication. So, let's dive into this colorful world of communication styles and see how they can spice up your conversations. Imagine communication as a dance floor where different styles take center stage. Some folks are expressive dancers, twirling and leaping with enthusiasm, while others might prefer a more subtle sway, allowing their movements to convey meaning without a single word. Understanding these styles helps you read the room, or rather, the dance floor. When you can identify whether someone is a bold performer or a graceful observer, you can adjust your own moves to create a harmonious duet, making the interaction more enjoyable for everyone involved. Now, let's talk about the silent language of nonverbal cues. Picture this. You're having a chat with a friend, and while your words are cheerful, their crossed arms and furrowed brow tell a different story. This is where emotional intelligence comes into play, helping you decode those nonverbal signals that can sometimes be louder than words. By honing your skills in interpreting body language, facial expressions, and tone, you can become a master communicator, adept at responding to emotions just as much as you respond to spoken language. Active listening is another vital ingredient in the communication mix. It's not just about hearing words. It's about tuning into the rhythm of the conversation. Think of it as being a curious detective, piecing together clues from what's said and what's left unsaid. By practicing active listening, you demonstrate empathy and validation, making your conversation partner feel truly heard. This not only enhances your connection but also encourages open dialogue, allowing for deeper understanding and collaboration. Lastly, let's sprinkle in a dash of storytelling. Every good communicator knows that stories are the ultimate glue that binds us together. When you share experiences, you create relatable moments that resonate with your audience. Whether you're leading a team, giving a presentation, or simply chatting with friends, weaving in stories can elevate your message and captivate your listeners. So, embrace your unique communication style, be mindful of others, and remember that every conversation is an opportunity to connect, engage, and inspire. Breaking down barriers. Breaking down barriers in communication is like taking a delightful stroll through a park on a sunny day. It feels refreshing and revitalizing. Often, we find ourselves tangled in a web of misunderstandings, assumptions, and cultural differences that prevent meaningful connections. Imagine if we could transform those obstacles into stepping stones, crafting a pathway to authentic conversations. By embracing playful curiosity and a willingness to engage, we can dismantle these barriers and open the door to enrich dialogues and collaborations. First things first, let's talk about nonverbal communication. Our bodies are like open books, and our gestures, facial expressions, and posture tell stories even before we utter a word. Picture this. You're at a networking event, and instead of standing stiffly with your arms crossed, you lean in slightly, maintaining eye contact with a warm smile. This simple shift can change the entire atmosphere. It signals openness and invites others into a space where they feel comfortable sharing their thoughts. When we consciously adjust our nonverbal cues, we're not just breaking down barriers. We're throwing open the gates to a vibrant exchange of ideas. Active listening is another magical tool in our communication toolkit. It's not just about hearing words, but diving deeper into the underlying emotions and intentions. Imagine being in a conversation where you're not just waiting for your turn to speak, but genuinely absorbing what the other person is saying. By nodding, paraphrasing, or asking follow-up questions, you create a dance of dialogue that encourages others to express themselves fully. This practice cultivates empathy and understanding, allowing us to connect on a level that transcends mere words. When we listen actively, we make others feel valued, and suddenly, the barriers that once stood tall begin to crumble. Emotional intelligence plays a pivotal role in this playful journey of breaking down barriers. It's all about tuning into our feelings and the feelings of others, creating a symphony of connection. Imagine you're in a heated discussion, and instead of letting frustration take the reins, you pause and reflect on the emotions swirling around. By acknowledging feelings, both yours and theirs, you create a safe space for vulnerability. This emotional awareness fosters trust, and when trust flourishes, barriers dissolve. Leaders who harness emotional intelligence can transform their teams into collaborative powerhouses, where every member feels heard and valued. Finally, let's sprinkle in some storytelling magic. Stories have this incredible ability to connect us in ways that facts and figures simply cannot. When we share personal anecdotes or relatable experiences, we create a tapestry of understanding that binds us together. Picture a leader addressing their team with a heartfelt story about overcoming challenges. Suddenly, the room is filled with nods of recognition and shared laughter. Storytelling breaks down barriers by highlighting our common humanity, reminding us that we are all navigating this wild ride called life together. So, let's embrace our inner storytellers and use our experiences to foster deeper connections and impactful communication. Chapter 2. Nonverbal Communication Techniques. Your body speaks louder than words. Your body speaks louder than words. And if you think you can hide your feelings behind a well-crafted sentence, think again. Your gestures, posture, and facial expressions all create a symphony that can either harmonize with your words or completely drown them out. Imagine walking into a room, smiling brightly, while your shoulders are slumped and your arms are crossed. That's like trying to sing a joyful tune while someone's playing a dirge on a tuba. The The message you send with your body is powerful and often more convincing than anything coming out of your mouth. Let's dive into the art of nonverbal communication, where every wink, nod, and raised eyebrow adds flavor to the conversation. Think of your body as an instrument. It can either play a sweet melody or create a cacophony that leaves your audience scratching their heads. When you're excited about an idea, your enthusiasm can radiate through your gestures, making others lean in and engage. On the flip side, if you're nervous or uncertain, your fidgeting might signal that you're not quite confident in what you're saying. So, channel your inner conductor and make sure your body and words are in perfect sync. Active listening is another essential piece of this captivating puzzle. It's not just about hearing what someone says. It's about engaging with them on multiple levels. Imagine you're in a conversation and your friend is sharing a heartfelt story. If you respond with a distracted glance at your phone, you might as well be sending them a postcard that says, "Your feelings don't matter." Instead, lean in, nod, and maintain eye contact to show that you're fully present. This creates an atmosphere of trust and connection, where your body becomes a bridge that invites others to share their thoughts and emotions freely. Empathy development plays a crucial role in how your body communicates. When you truly understand someone else's feelings, your body naturally reflects that understanding. A simple touch on the shoulder or a warm smile can convey that you're in their corner, cheering them on. This nonverbal affirmation can be a game changer in communication, especially in leadership roles where fostering a supportive environment is key. When your team sees that you genuinely care through your body language, they're more likely to open up, share ideas, and collaborate effectively. Finally, storytelling is the cherry on top of this delightful communication sundae. When you share a personal story, your body becomes the canvas on which the narrative unfolds. Your excitement can be expressed through animated gestures, while pauses allow your audience to absorb the weight of dramatic moments. By mastering the balance between verbal and nonverbal cues, you can captivate your listeners and leave a lasting impression. So, embrace the power of your body language and let it sing along with your words, creating an unforgettable symphony of communication that resonates with everyone around you. The art of facial expressions. Facial expressions are like the colorful brushstrokes in the masterpiece of communication. They add depth, emotion, and vibrancy to our conversations, often speaking louder than words themselves. Imagine you're at a party and someone tells a joke. The punchline is delivered with a deadpan face, and you're left wondering if it was funny or not. Now picture the same joke, but this time the teller beams with a huge grin, eyes sparkling with mischief. Suddenly, laughter erupts, and you understand that the real magic lies not just in the words, but in the expressions that accompany them. Let's dive into the delightful world of eyebrow movements. Those two little arches above our eyes can convey a whole symphony of emotions. A raised eyebrow can signal curiosity or disbelief, while furrowed brows can express concern or confusion. Those tiny movements can be your best friends in navigating conversations. Next time you're in a discussion, pay attention to how your eyebrows join the conversation. They might just be the secret weapon you didn't know you had for connecting with others on a deeper level. Don't underestimate the power of a smile. It's the universal language of warmth and approachability. When you flash a genuine smile, you're not just lighting up your face. You're inviting others to engage in a positive exchange. The best part? Smiling is contagious. When you share a smile, you inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of positivity. In leadership, this simple act can transform the atmosphere of the room, making it easier to foster collaboration and understanding among team members. Now, let's not forget about the eyes, the windows to the soul. Eye contact is a fundamental element of effective communication. It shows you're present, engaged, and genuinely interested in what the other person is saying. However, it's a delicate dance. Too little eye contact can come off as disinterest, while too much might feel intimidating. Striking the right balance creates a warm, inviting space for dialogue. So, when you're in a conversation, remember to let your eyes do the talking and watch how it deepens your connections. Finally, let's talk about the playful nuances of nonverbal storytelling. Every expression tells a story, whether you're conveying excitement, disappointment, or intrigue. Think of a time when you experienced something thrilling. Your eyes widened, your mouth curved into a grin, and your hands might have gestured wildly. That's nonverbal storytelling in action. Embrace the art of weaving your facial expressions into your communication repertoire. When you allow your face to narrate the tale along with your words, you create a rich tapestry of connection, empathy, and understanding that resonates with your audience on a whole new level. Mastering eye contact. Mastering eye contact is like learning the secret handshake of effective communication. It's that magical element that can turn a mundane conversation into a captivating exchange. Imagine walking into a room filled with people, and you lock eyes with someone across the way. In that instant, you've established a connection that words alone can't capture. Eye contact is the bridge between you and your audience, a way to convey confidence, sincerity, and engagement without uttering a single word. So, let's dive into the playful world of eye contact and discover how to wield this powerful tool to enhance your communication skills. First things first, let's debunk the myth that eye contact is only about staring someone down until they look away. Instead, think of it as a dance, a rhythm of glances that creates a harmonious connection. When you engage in eye contact, it's essential to balance intensity with warmth. Too much focus can feel like a laser beam, while too little can seem shifty and disinterested. Practice the art of the soft gaze, a gentle yet purposeful look that invites others in rather than intimidating them. Remember, your eyes are the windows to your soul, so let them shine with curiosity and openness. But wait, mastering eye contact isn't just about looking. It's also about timing. Have you ever been in a conversation where the other person's eyes wandered off to the ceiling or their phone? Talk about a conversation killer. Active listening is an essential companion to eye contact. When you maintain eye contact, you signal that you are fully present and engaged. It's a nonverbal cue that you value what the other person is saying. So, the next time someone speaks to you, channel your inner owl, wide-eyed and attentive, and watch how the energy shifts in the room. Let's not forget the impact of context and culture on eye contact. Just like a playful game of charades, the rules can change depending on where you are. In some cultures, prolonged eye contact is seen as a sign of confidence and respect, while in others, it might be interpreted as confrontation or disrespect. As a savvy communicator, it's crucial to read the room and adjust your eye contact accordingly. This cultural sensitivity not only enriches your interactions but also fosters empathy, allowing you to connect on a deeper level with diverse audiences. Finally, practice makes perfect. Like any other skill, mastering eye contact takes a bit of practice and experimentation. Start small. Try maintaining eye contact during casual conversations with friends or family. Notice how it feels and how people respond. As you grow more comfortable, you can gradually apply these skills in professional settings or public speaking engagements. With a sprinkle of playful confidence and a dash of genuine curiosity, you'll find that mastering eye contact transforms your communication style, making your interactions more impactful and memorable. So, go ahead. Let your eyes do the talking. Chapter 3: Active Listening and Empathy Development. The Listening Revolution. The listening revolution is the movement that transforms ordinary conversations into extraordinary connections. Imagine a world where everyone listens as if they're tuning into their favorite song, where every word spoken is treated like a treasured lyric. In this vibrant landscape, active listening isn't just a skill, it's a superpower. Picture yourself as a communication superhero, donning your cape of empathy and sharpening your ears to catch the subtle nuances in every exchange. With every conversation, you unlock the door to deeper understanding and richer relationships. Now, let's dive into the nitty-gritty of active listening. It's not just about hearing words. It's about making a conscious effort to understand the emotions and intentions behind them. Think of it as a dance, where you move in rhythm with the speaker's feelings. You lean in, nod, and use those magical nonverbal cues that say, "I'm with you." Maybe you raise your eyebrows in surprise or smile to show you're engaged. These tiny gestures pack a punch and signal that you're not just a passive observer but an active participant in the conversation. But wait, there's more. The beauty of the listening revolution lies in its ability to enhance emotional intelligence. When you truly listen, You tune into the emotional undertones that often go unspoken. It's like having a sixth sense that helps you navigate the complexities of human interaction. You start to pick up on those subtle cues. A quiver in the voice, a fleeting glance, or a sigh that speaks volumes. By honing your ability to listen with empathy, you cultivate a deeper sense of connection that empowers you to respond thoughtfully and effectively. Let's not forget the impact of storytelling in this revolution. Picture this: a leader addresses their team, not just with directives but with stories that resonate. When you listen actively, you become a sponge for these narratives, absorbing the lessons and emotions they convey. This makes you a more impactful communicator, as you can weave these stories into your own conversations. Suddenly, you're not just sharing information. You're creating a tapestry of experiences that inspire and engage your audience. The listening revolution turns you into a master storyteller, captivating hearts and minds with every word. So, ready to join the revolution? Embrace the art of listening and watch as your communication skills soar to new heights. With active listening, empathy, and storytelling at your fingertips, you'll transform mundane exchanges into meaningful dialogues. It's time to put on your listening ears and dance through conversations like never before. After all, in the world of communication mastery, the key to speaking with purpose lies in the power of listening. Empathy, the heart of connection. Empathy is like the secret sauce in the recipe of human connection, making every interaction richer and more meaningful. Imagine walking a mile in someone else's shoes. Squishy, maybe a little uncomfortable, but oh so revealing. When we engage with empathy, we're not just skimming the surface of conversations. We're diving deep into the ocean of emotions, where true understanding swims. This heartfelt approach transforms mundane exchanges into vibrant dialogues filled with warmth, authenticity, and genuine interest. It's the difference between nodding along and truly getting someone. Picture this: you're in a conversation, and rather than waiting for your turn to speak, you're actively tuning in to the other person. Your facial expressions, eye contact, and even your posture are all sending a message. I'm here, and I care about what you're saying. This is nonverbal communication at its finest. When you lean in, nod, and mirror their emotions, you create an invisible thread of connection that pulls both of you closer. Suddenly, you're not just two individuals exchanging words. You're a duo dancing to the rhythm of shared understanding. Now, let's talk about active listening. It's not just about hearing words. It's about listening with your whole being. Think of it as a game of catch. When someone tosses their feelings your way, you're not just catching the ball. You're examining its texture, feeling its weight, and understanding why it was thrown in the first place. By paraphrasing what the other person shares or asking clarifying questions, you're showing that their thoughts matter. This magical act not only validates their feelings but also encourages them to open up even more, creating a safe space for dialogue. Emotional intelligence plays a pivotal role in this empathetic dance. It's the ability to recognize and manage your emotions while also being attuned to the feelings of others. When you cultivate emotional intelligence, you're essentially sharpening your empathy radar. You start to notice the subtle shifts in someone's tone or the flicker of uncertainty in their eyes. By responding to these cues, you can navigate conversations with grace, turning potential misunderstandings into opportunities for deeper connection. It's like having a superpower, allowing you to be a communication wizard who can transform an awkward moment into a heartfelt exchange. Finally, let's not forget how storytelling weaves empathy into the fabric of communication. When you share your own experiences, you create bridges of understanding. People resonate with stories because they reflect shared human experiences, and they invite others to step into your world. Whether you're leading a team or chatting with a friend, infusing your messages with personal anecdotes helps others feel seen and understood. So the next time you're communicating, remember that empathy is the heart of connection, beating steadily under the surface, ready to enrich every word you share. Techniques for active listening. Active listening is like a dance where both partners move in harmony, creating a connection that's as engaging as it is meaningful. To master this dance, one must be present and attentive, tuning into the speaker as if they were the main act in a captivating show. The first technique to enhance your active listening skills is to eliminate distractions. Imagine you're at a concert and the band is playing your favorite song, but someone is busy scrolling through their phone. That's not the vibe we want. Put away those devices, turn off the TV, and give the speaker your undivided attention. This not only shows respect, but also allows you to absorb every note of their message. Next up on the active listening playlist is mirroring, a technique that's reminiscent of a fun game of catch. When someone shares their thoughts, reflect back what you hear, not just verbatim but in your own flavor. If your friend shares a story about a tough day at work, you might respond with, "Sounds like that was really frustrating for you." This not only confirms that you're tuned in, but also opens the door for deeper conversation. It's like saying, "I see you and I get you," which can make the speaker feel valued and understood. Nonverbal communication plays a starring role in active listening. So let's jazz it up with some body language magic. Leaning slightly forward, nodding your head, and maintaining eye contact are all ways to show your enthusiasm for the dialogue. Picture yourself as a supportive cheerleader, encouraging your speaker to keep going. Your facial expressions can also add color to the conversation. A smile or a raised eyebrow can convey interest and empathy without a single word being uttered. These nonverbal cues amplify your engagement and signal that you're all in for the conversation ride. As we continue this listening journey, it's essential to ask open-ended questions that invite the speaker to explore their thoughts further. Instead of a simple yes or no, question them in a way that sparks curiosity and expands the discussion. For example, what did you find most challenging about that experience? This technique not only showcases your investment in the conversation, but also allows the speaker to dive deeper into their feelings and insights, creating a richer dialogue that's truly engaging. Lastly, remember that active listening is not just about hearing words. It's about tuning into emotions and intentions. Cultivating empathy is like honing a superpower that enhances your communication skills. Practice reflecting on the feelings behind the message. That must have been really hard for you. Or, I can see why you're excited about this. By validating their emotions, you create a safe space for open dialogue. This empathetic approach not only strengthens your connection with others, but also fosters a communication style that resonates with authenticity and warmth. So, let's take these techniques and turn our conversations into delightful symphonies of understanding and connection. Chapter 4: Emotional Intelligence in Communication. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence, often referred to as EQ, is like the secret sauce in the recipe for effective communication. Imagine you're at a party, and while some people are busy showing off their latest dance moves, others are weaving through the crowd, picking up on the subtle cues of laughter, sighs, and raised eyebrows. These individuals are not just good at socializing. They possess a heightened awareness of their emotions and the emotions of others. This ability to recognize, understand, and manage emotions is what sets emotionally intelligent communicators apart in both personal and professional settings. At its core, emotional intelligence is about connection. It's the ability to tune into your own feelings and those of others, creating a symphony of understanding that enhances communication. Picture yourself in a conversation where one person is visibly anxious while the other is oblivious to the tension. An emotionally intelligent communicator would pick up on that anxiety, adjusting their tone or body language to create a more supportive dialogue. This knack for empathy not only deepens relationships, but also fosters an environment where everyone feels heard and valued. In the realm of communication mastery, emotional intelligence serves as a compass guiding interactions. It encourages active listening, allowing you to respond not just to the words spoken, but to the emotions behind them. When you engage with someone on this level, you create a space for authenticity. This makes your storytelling more impactful, as you can weave in the emotional threads that resonate with your audience. Whether you're leading a team or sharing a personal anecdote, tapping into emotional intelligence enables you to capture hearts and minds simultaneously. Developing emotional intelligence is a playful journey of self-discovery. It encourages you to explore your feelings and reactions, much like a child playing in a sandbox, experimenting with different shapes and textures. The more you practice this self-awareness, the better you become at reading the emotional landscape of others. This skill is especially crucial for leaders who want to inspire and motivate their teams. They must not only convey information but also foster an emotional connection that drives engagement and collaboration. In the end, emotional intelligence is not just a buzzword. It's a game changer in the world of communication. It empowers you to build bridges rather than walls, ensuring that your message is not only heard but felt. So, as you embark on your journey of mastering communication, remember that understanding emotions, yours and others, is the key to unlocking more meaningful interactions. Embrace this colorful aspect of communication and watch as your conversations transform from mundane exchanges into vibrant dialogues filled with purpose and impact. Recognizing emotions in yourself and others. Recognizing emotions in yourself and others is akin to unlocking a treasure chest filled with the gold of human connection. Imagine walking into a room and instantly sensing the mood. Perhaps someone is bubbling with excitement while another is cloaked in a cloud of sadness. Tuning into these emotions is not just a skill. It's an art form that can elevate your communication to new heights. By becoming aware of your own feelings, you create a ripple effect, enhancing your ability to perceive the emotions of those around you. As you embark on this emotional journey, start by turning your attention inward. Feelings can be sneaky little ninjas, often hiding behind busyness and distraction. Take a moment to pause, breathe, and ask yourself, what's happening inside me right now? Is it joy, frustration, or maybe even confusion? Acknowledging your emotions creates a solid foundation for understanding others. When you recognize your own feelings, you become a skilled navigator, charting a course through the emotional landscapes of conversations. Now, let's sprinkle some magic dust on your observation skills. Emotions don't just show up in words. They dance around us in gestures, facial expressions, and even silences. Perfecting the art of nonverbal communication is like learning to read an ancient script. Notice how someone's eyes light up when they talk about their passion, or how their shoulders slump when they share a worry. These cues are your guiding stars, leading you to deeper connections and authentic interactions. The more you pay attention, the clearer the emotional map becomes. Active listening acts as your trusty sidekick in this adventure. It's not just about nodding along while mentally drafting your next response. It's about diving into the ocean of the speaker's emotions. Reflect back what you sense, whether it's excitement or concern, and watch as the conversation unfolds with newfound depth. This practice not only shows empathy, but also invites the other person to explore their feelings more openly. You become a safe harbor for emotions, fostering trust and connection that transforms ordinary exchanges into meaningful dialogues. With your sharpened skills, you can now wield emotional intelligence like a superhero cape. Recognizing emotions in yourself and others allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. In leadership, this ability is crucial. It helps you inspire and motivate your team, paving the way for collaboration and creativity. Remember, every interaction is an opportunity for storytelling, where emotions play a leading role. By mastering the art of recognizing emotions, you not only enhance your communication skills but also enrich the tapestry of human relationships, creating stories that resonate long after the conversation ends. Using emotional intelligence to enhance conversations. Using emotional intelligence to enhance conversations is like adding a secret ingredient to your favorite recipe. It transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. Imagine walking into a room where everyone is engaged, laughter is flowing, and connections are deepening. That's the magic of emotional intelligence at play. When you tune in to your own emotions and the feelings of others, conversations become more meaningful. You can pick up on subtle cues, respond with empathy, and create an atmosphere where everyone feels heard and valued. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it. Emotionally charged communication can turn a mundane chat into a memorable exchange. Let's dive into the pool of active listening, where emotional intelligence swims like a fish in water. Active listening goes beyond just hearing words. It's about understanding the emotions behind those words. When you practice this skill, you become a conversational detective, picking up on tone, body language, and facial expressions. Picture this. A friend shares a tough day at work. Instead of merely nodding along, you lean in, making eye contact, and respond with genuine curiosity. Wow, that sounds really challenging. How did that make you feel? With that one question, you create a space for deeper dialogue, allowing them to unpack their feelings and feel supported. Empathy development is another key player in the emotional intelligence game. Think of empathy as the bridge connecting two islands, your world and someone else's. When you make an effort to understand someone's perspective, you're not just being nice, you're building a deeper connection. In conversations, this means stepping into the other person's shoes, feeling their joys, struggles, and victories. It's like being a co-pilot on their emotional journey. By showing empathy, you foster trust, making it easier for others to open up and share their thoughts. This creates a cycle of positivity, where everyone feels empowered to express themselves freely. Now, let's sprinkle in some nonverbal communication techniques. Did you know that up to 93% of communication is nonverbal? This means your body language, facial expressions, and even your posture are screaming messages, even when your mouth is closed. When you harness emotional intelligence, you become more aware of your own nonverbal signals and those of others. A warm smile, a gentle nod, or an open stance can encourage others to share more. Conversely, crossed arms or lack of eye contact can create distance. So, play with your body language. Make it a game to mirror the other person's energy to create a harmonious exchange. Finally, let's talk storytelling for impactful communication. Stories are like the candy of conversation. They sweeten the experience and make it memorable. When you weave emotional intelligence into your storytelling, you can resonate with your audience on a deeper level. By tapping into shared experiences and emotions, you create relatable narratives that spark connection. Picture sharing a personal story about overcoming a challenge. It invites others to reflect on their own experiences and opens the door to vulnerability. As conversations flow, these emotional connections create a rich tapestry of communication, where everyone feels inspired and understood. So, the next time you engage in a conversation, remember to sprinkle in your emotional intelligence. It's the secret sauce for delightful dialogue. Chapter 5: Communication Skills for Leadership. Leading with words. Words are not just tools for conveying information. They are the paintbrushes with which we color our conversations and influence the world around us. Imagine stepping into a room filled with people, each one a canvas waiting for the strokes of your verbal artistry. When you lead with words, you set the tone, create connections, and inspire action. From a casual chat to a pivotal presentation, your choice of words can transform ordinary exchanges into extraordinary experiences, making your communication not just effective but magical. Think of words as your secret superpower. They have the ability to evoke emotions, spark imaginations, and ignite passion. When you master the art of speaking with purpose, you begin to understand the profound impact of your language. A well-placed compliment can lift someone's spirits, while a carefully crafted story can transport your audience to another world. The key is to be intentional. Choose words that resonate, that strike a chord, and watch as your listeners lean in, captivated by the rhythm of your speech. Remember, every word is a chance to create connection, so make them count. But it's not just about the words themselves. It's also about how you deliver them. Nonverbal communication plays a starring role in your verbal theatrics. Your body language, facial expressions, and even your tone of voice send powerful signals that can enhance or diminish the impact of your words. Picture yourself in a conversation, animatedly sharing an idea while your hands dance through the air. That's the magic of nonverbal cues. They amplify your message, making it more engaging and relatable. So, as you lead with words, don't forget to let your body join in on the fun. Active listening is another vital ingredient in the recipe for communication mastery. When you truly listen, you're not just waiting for your turn to speak. You're tuning into the essence of what others are saying. This creates an atmosphere of empathy and understanding, where your words can be more than mere chatter. They become a bridge connecting you to others. Imagine the difference it makes when you respond thoughtfully to someone who just shared a heartfelt story. Your words, laced with genuine empathy, can validate their feelings and deepen your relationship. It's a dance of dialogue, where both partners lead with grace and intention. Lastly, let's not forget the art of storytelling. Every great leader knows that facts and figures can only go so far. It's the stories that captivate and inspire action. When you weave a narrative into your communication, you invite your audience on a journey. They can see, feel, and experience the message you're conveying. A well-timed anecdote can turn a mundane meeting into a memorable event, leaving your listeners eager for more. So, as you embrace the power of words, remember to sprinkle in a dash of storytelling magic to leave a lasting impact. Leading with words is about creating an experience, one that resonates on multiple levels and empowers both you and your audience. The importance of clarity and transparency. Clarity and transparency in communication are like the dynamic duo of a superhero team, swooping in to save the day when misunderstandings threaten to derail our conversations. Imagine trying to navigate a maze blindfolded. Frustrating, right? That's how it feels when we communicate without clarity. By being clear in our intentions and messages, we invite others to join us on a joyful journey of understanding, where confusion takes a back seat and connection becomes the main attraction. Now, let's sprinkle in a little transparency magic. When we communicate openly, it's like shining a flashlight into the dark corners of our thoughts and feelings. This kind of honesty not only builds trust, but also encourages others to do the same. Picture a room full of people sharing their thoughts without fear of judgment. How liberating! By embracing transparency, we create a safe space where ideas can flourish and deeper connections can blossom, making our interactions both richer and more fulfilling. Active listening plays a thrilling role in this clarity and transparency adventure. It's not just about hearing what others say. It's about diving into the depths of their words, fishing out the meaning, and responding with genuine empathy. When we practice active listening, we become co-pilots in the conversation, steering it towards mutual understanding. This approach not only enhances our communication skills but also transforms our relationships, making them stronger and more resilient against the winds of miscommunication. Emotional intelligence is the secret sauce that elevates clarity and transparency to the next level. It allows us to gauge the emotional currents flowing through our conversations. When we understand our own emotions and can empathize with others, we become the master navigators of our dialogue. Imagine being able to articulate your feelings while also tuning into the emotions of those around you. What a powerful way to connect. By harnessing emotional intelligence, we can communicate in ways that resonate deeply, ensuring our messages land with impact and authenticity. Finally, let's not forget the art of storytelling. When we weave our messages into engaging narratives, we not only clarify our points but also captivate our audience. Stories create a context that makes our words relatable and memorable. The more transparent we are in our storytelling, the more our listeners will connect with us. So, as we embrace clarity and transparency, let's also remember to sprinkle a bit of storytelling magic into our communication toolkit. This playful approach will not only enhance our conversations but also leave a lasting impression that makes people want to hear more of what we have to say. Inspiring others through effective communication. In the vibrant tapestry of human interaction, effective communication acts as the golden thread that weaves connections, inspires action, and ignites passion. Imagine stepping into a room filled with potential, where your words dance through the air, capturing the hearts and minds of your audience. This is the magic of communication mastery, where each spoken phrase is an opportunity to inspire. Whether you're rallying a team, sharing a story, or simply engaging in a conversation, the ability to communicate with purpose allows you to leave a lasting impact on those around you. Let's not forget the power of nonverbal communication, which often speaks louder than words. Picture this. You're in a meeting, and while you're articulating your brilliant ideas, the crossed arms and fidgeting legs of your listeners suggest they're not quite on board. Body language can either enhance your message or create a barrier. By embracing nonverbal cues, like maintaining eye contact, using open gestures, and mirroring the energy of your audience, you can amplify your words and create a more engaging atmosphere. Remember, your body is a silent messenger. Make sure it's sending the right signals. Active listening is another essential ingredient in the recipe for inspiring communication. It's not just about hearing words. It's about tuning into the energy and emotions behind them. Imagine having a conversation where you're not just waiting for your turn to speak, but genuinely absorbing what the other person is saying. This level of engagement fosters trust and connection, allowing you to respond thoughtfully and inspire others to share their ideas freely. By practicing active listening, you create a safe space where everyone feels valued, and that, my friends, is the foundation for inspiring collaboration. Emotional intelligence is the secret sauce that elevates your communication skills to new heights. When you understand and manage your own emotions while being sensitive to the feelings of others, you become a dynamic communicator. It's like being a conductor of an orchestra, harmonizing different emotions to create a beautiful symphony of understanding. By recognizing emotional cues and adapting your communication style accordingly, you can inspire others not just through what you say, but through how you make them feel. This emotional connection can be the spark that motivates action and builds meaningful relationships. Finally, let's talk about storytelling. Everyone loves a good tale, and weaving narratives into your communication can transform ordinary messages into extraordinary experiences. When you share stories that resonate with your audience, you ignite their imaginations and inspire them to take action. Whether you're recounting a personal journey, a lesson learned, or a vision for the future, storytelling creates a bridge between you and your listeners. So, gather your anecdotes and craft them with intention. Your stories have the power to inspire and ignite change, leaving an indelible mark on the hearts of those who hear them. Chapter 6: Storytelling for Impactful Communication. The Art of Storytelling. The art of storytelling invites you into a world where words dance and ideas leap off the page. Imagine sitting around a warm campfire, sharing tales that ignite the imagination and spark connection. Storytelling is not just a skill. It's an art form that weaves together emotions, experiences, and messages in a way that captivates the listener. Whether you're trying to inspire a team, connect with a friend, or engage an audience, the ability to tell a compelling story can transform your communication from mundane to magical. Let's face it, we all love a good story. It's the universal language that transcends barriers and builds bridges. When you share a story, you're inviting your audience to step into your shoes, to see the world through your eyes. This is where the magic happens. A well-crafted narrative can evoke laughter, tears, and everything in between. It pulls at the strings of empathy and emotional intelligence, allowing listeners to connect with your message on a deeper level. So, dust off those storytelling shoes because it's time to strut your stuff. Now, what makes a story truly impactful? It's all about the elements you weave together. Every great story has a hero, a challenge, and a resolution. Think of your favorite movie or book. It's likely filled with relatable characters that face adversity and triumph in the end. By incorporating these elements into your own storytelling, you create a framework that captures attention and maintains interest. Remember to sprinkle in some vivid imagery and relatable emotions. Your audience should not just hear your story, they should feel it in their bones. Nonverbal communication plays a sneaky but crucial role in storytelling. Your body language, facial expressions, and even your tone of voice can enhance the narrative and keep your audience hanging on every word. Use gestures to emphasize key points, and let your face mirror the emotions you're conveying. A raised eyebrow can signal surprise, while a sincere smile can build trust. When your nonverbal cues align with your story, the impact is amplified, making your message more memorable and engaging. Finally, let's talk about the power of listening. Great storytellers are also great listeners. By paying attention to the reactions and feedback from your audience, you can adapt your story in real time, making it even more relevant and engaging. This dance of communication fosters a connection that goes beyond the words spoken. So, as you embark on your storytelling journey, remember to embrace the playful nature of communication. The art of storytelling is not just about sharing your narrative. It's about creating a shared experience that resonates long after the last word is spoken. Crafting your narrative. Crafting your narrative is like painting a masterpiece on the canvas of conversation, where every stroke of your words and every splash of emotion adds color to the story you wish to share. Picture this: you're at a gathering, and someone asks you about your recent adventures. Instead of stumbling through the details, you take a deep breath, channel your inner storyteller, and let your experiences flow like a captivating river. The key here is to weave a narrative that not only showcases your experiences but also resonates with your audience, drawing them in like moths to a flame. To begin crafting your narrative, it's essential to understand who you're speaking to. This is where the magic of empathy comes into play. Think of your audience as your co-pilots on this storytelling journey. What are their interests? What makes them tick? By tuning into their vibes, you'll be able to sprinkle in anecdotes and references that make your story not just relatable but downright irresistible. Picture your narrative as a tailored suit. Fit it snugly to the shape of your audience, and watch as their engagement soars. Next, let's sprinkle in some nonverbal communication techniques to elevate your narrative. Your body language, facial expressions, and even your tone of voice can act as the secret ingredients that make your story pop. Imagine sharing a funny tale about your pet cat's antics while your eyes twinkle with mischief and your hands mimic the cat's playful pounce. This playful interaction will not only enhance your storytelling but also create an unspoken connection with your listeners, making them feel like they're part of the adventure. Active listening is another essential ingredient in crafting your narrative. As you share your experiences, be sure to pause and invite your audience to respond. Their reactions can guide the direction of your story, allowing you to adapt and expand on points that resonate with them. It's like a dance. Step forward with your narrative and then step back to see how they're moving. This dynamic exchange not only enriches your storytelling but also fosters a sense of companionship, making everyone feel valued and included in the conversation. Finally, don't shy away from vulnerability in your narrative. Sharing your challenges and how you overcame them can create a powerful emotional connection with your audience. Emotions are the heartbeat of impactful communication, so don't be afraid to let your guard down. When you weave in your triumphs and tribulations, you invite your listeners to reflect on their own journeys. In doing so, you transform your narrative into a shared experience, leaving a lasting impression that lingers long after the conversation has ended. So, go ahead, craft your narrative with creativity, empathy, and a sprinkle of vulnerability, and watch as your communication mastery unfolds. Engaging your audience through stories. Engaging your audience through stories is like throwing a pebble into a pond. The ripples spread far and wide, capturing attention and sparking curiosity. When you weave a narrative, you transport your listeners to a different world, one where they can relate to the characters, feel the tension, and celebrate the triumphs. Stories are the secret sauce of effective communication. They add flavor, texture, and a sprinkle of magic that transforms mundane information into something memorable and impactful. When you share a story, you invite your audience to join you on a journey, making them active participants rather than passive listeners. Think about the last time a story made you laugh, cry, or reflect deeply. That's the power of storytelling. It creates an emotional connection that facts and figures simply can't achieve. Whether you're leading a team meeting or speaking at a conference, starting with a personal anecdote or a relatable scenario can set the stage for engagement. Imagine kicking off your presentation with a tale about a time you faced a challenge. As you recount the ups and downs, your audience will not only empathize with your experience but also find themselves rooting for you, forging a bond that enhances their receptiveness to your message. Nonverbal communication plays a starring role in storytelling too. Your facial expressions, gestures, and tone of voice can amplify the emotions within your narrative. Picture this. As you describe a moment of triumph, your eyes light up and your hands gesture with enthusiasm. The audience can feel your excitement, which makes them more invested in your story. On the flip side, when recounting a moment of struggle, a furrowed brow and a softer voice can evoke empathy. By consciously using nonverbal techniques, you breathe life into your stories, ensuring they resonate long after you've finished speaking. Active listening also has a key role in the storytelling arena. As you engage with your audience, pay attention to their reactions. Are they leaning in, nodding, or smiling? These cues provide valuable feedback, allowing you to adjust your storytelling on the fly. If you notice your audience is particularly captivated by a certain aspect of your tale, feel free to dive deeper. By listening actively, you create a dynamic conversation, making your audience feel seen and heard, which in turn enhances their connection to your message. Lastly, emotional intelligence is your trusty sidekick in the storytelling adventure. Understanding the emotions of your audience empowers you to tailor your stories to their needs and experiences. By tapping into shared feelings like joy, fear, or hope, you can craft narratives that resonate on a deeper level. When your audience sees themselves in your stories, they are more likely to engage, reflect, and take action based on your message. So embrace the art of storytelling. With a playful spirit, a keen sense of your audience, and a touch of emotional insight, you can turn even the simplest message into a powerful and memorable experience.
Chapter 7. Overcoming Communication Barriers. Identifying common obstacles. When it comes to mastering communication, it's essential to recognize the common obstacles that can trip us up along the way. Picture yourself traversing a lush jungle filled with vibrant flora and fauna. It's beautiful, but lurking beneath the leaves are those pesky vines of miscommunication and misunderstanding. These obstacles can snag you if you're not careful, but with a bit of awareness, you can learn to sidestep them like a seasoned explorer. First up on our obstacle course is the ever-looming specter of assumptions. It's like walking into a party and immediately assuming everyone is judging your dance moves. The reality is, people are often caught up in their own thoughts and insecurities. When we assume we know what others are thinking or feeling, we risk derailing a conversation before it even starts. So, let's get curious. Ask questions, seek clarity, and toss those assumptions out like last season's fashion. It's all about opening the door to genuine connection. Now let's talk about the slippery slope of emotional triggers. Imagine you're in a lively discussion, and suddenly someone mentions your favorite childhood candy, only to reveal it was discontinued. Your heart sinks, and before you know it, you're reacting like a toddler who lost their favorite toy. Emotional triggers can hijack our communication and lead to misunderstandings. The key here is self-awareness. Recognize what sets you off, breathe through it, and respond instead of reacting. It's like learning to dance with your emotions rather than letting them lead the charge. Next, we encounter the tricky terrain of nonverbal cues. You know the saying, actions speak louder than words. Well, sometimes they shout. A crossed arm might suggest defensiveness, while a furrowed brow can indicate confusion. However, misreading these signals can lead to a tangled web of confusion. To navigate this, practice active observation. Tune into the body language, tone, and facial expressions of those around you. It's like being a detective in a world of clues. The more attuned you are, the clearer the communication becomes. Lastly, let's not forget the granddaddy of all obstacles, fear. Fear of judgment, fear of being misunderstood, fear of confrontation. It's the big, hairy monster lurking in the corner of your communication closet. But here's the secret sauce. Embracing vulnerability can transform fear into a launching pad for deeper connections. When you express your thoughts and feelings openly, you invite others to do the same. So, gather your courage, step into the light, and let your authentic self shine. After all, the art of communication flourishes when we clear the path of these common obstacles. Strategies to overcome fear. Fear can often feel like an unwelcome guest who shows up unannounced, ready to ruin your best plans. When it comes to communication, it can creep in and whisper doubts that make you second-guess your words. To combat this pesky intruder, one effective strategy is to reframe your mindset. Instead of viewing fear as a roadblock, consider it a signal that you're stepping into new territory. Embrace the thrill of uncertainty and transform those jitters into excitement. After all, every great story begins with a moment of vulnerability, and your audience is eager to hear how you navigate through it. Another handy trick is to practice visualization. Picture yourself in a variety of speaking scenarios, from a casual chat with friends to a high-stakes presentation. Imagine how you want to feel and what you want to convey. This mental rehearsal helps your brain become familiar with the situation, making it feel less intimidating. When you finally step onto that metaphorical stage, you'll find that you've already walked through it a dozen times in your mind. Plus, who doesn't love a good daydream that ends with applause? Let's not forget the power of preparation. Knowledge is your best friend when it comes to silencing that fear. Dive deep into your subject matter and equip yourself with facts, anecdotes, and even a few jokes. The more prepared you are, the more confidence you'll exude. And remember, even the most seasoned speakers have a few tricks up their sleeves. So, channel your inner magician. Distraction can be a potent tool. If you feel the fear creeping in, throw in an unexpected twist or a relatable story that draws your audience in, and suddenly, the focus shifts from your nerves to their engagement. Incorporating nonverbal communication techniques can also work wonders. Your body language speaks volumes, even louder than your words at times. Stand tall, maintain eye contact, and use gestures that convey enthusiasm. When you embody confidence, your mind often catches up. Plus, a genuine smile can melt away both your fears and those of your audience. Remember, they're rooting for you. By creating a connection through your nonverbal cues, you can turn fear into a shared experience rather than a solitary struggle. Lastly, the magic of active listening and empathy development can help ease the pressure. Shift your focus from worrying about how you're perceived to genuinely engaging with your audience. Ask questions, encourage feedback, and listen attentively to their responses. This not only fosters a connection, but also helps you feel more grounded in the moment. When you're tuned into the needs and reactions of others, you'll find that fear diminishes, making way for authentic communication that resonates deeply. Embrace these strategies and watch how fear transforms from a stumbling block into a stepping stone on your journey to communication mastery. Embracing cultural differences. Embracing cultural differences is like opening a treasure chest filled with colorful gems, each representing a unique perspective or experience. When we step outside our own cultural framework, we invite a world of vibrant expressions and ideas that enrich our conversations. Picture yourself at a grand buffet, where every dish tells a story. The spicy tang of one culture clashes delightfully with the sweet notes of another. This delightful mingling of flavors is what makes communication truly exciting. By learning to savor these differences, we not only enhance our communication skills, but also develop a more profound emotional intelligence. Imagine walking into a room filled with people from diverse backgrounds. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, think of it as a thrilling game of charades. Everyone has their own set of gestures, expressions, and even silences that speak volumes. Nonverbal communication becomes a playful dance where you learn to interpret the subtle cues that reveal a person's feelings or intentions. A raised eyebrow, a gentle nod, or even a thoughtful pause can carry more weight than words alone. By tuning into these nuances, you become a more adept communicator, able to navigate the complexities of cultural expressions with ease and flair. Active listening is the secret ingredient in this recipe for mastering cultural differences. It's not just about hearing the words. It's about diving deep into the ocean of meaning behind them. When someone shares their story, they're giving you a glimpse into their world, a world filled with experiences shaped by their culture. By practicing active listening, you show genuine curiosity and respect, creating a safe space for open dialogue. Imagine the thrill of uncovering layers of understanding as you ask questions and reflect on what you've heard. This not only strengthens your connection, but also fosters empathy, allowing you to walk a mile in someone else's shoes. Developing empathy in communication is like planting seeds in a garden. Each act of understanding nurtures these seeds, allowing them to bloom into meaningful relationships. When we embrace cultural differences, we cultivate an environment where diverse voices can thrive. Think of it as a colorful mural coming to life. Each brushstroke represents a unique perspective, and together they create a masterpiece of human connection. Empathy enables us to appreciate the stories behind the differences, transforming potential misunderstandings into opportunities for growth and collaboration. Leadership in communication is about guiding others through this vibrant tapestry of cultural diversity. As a leader, You have the incredible opportunity to foster a culture of inclusion and respect. By embracing cultural differences, you inspire those around you to do the same. Imagine leading a team where everyone feels valued and heard, where ideas flow freely like a lively conversation at a cafe. This not only enhances productivity, but also sparks innovation, as diverse teams bring a rich array of ideas to the table. In this playful exchange of thoughts and perspectives, you'll find that embracing cultural differences is not just a skill, but an exhilarating journey toward mastery in communication.
Chapter 8. Practicing Communication Mastery. Setting Goals for Improvement. Setting goals for improvement is like crafting a treasure map for your communication journey. Imagine you're a pirate searching for buried treasure, and those shiny coins represent your communication skills. Without a map, you could wander aimlessly, but with clear goals, you'll navigate through the murky waters of misunderstandings and ineffective exchanges. Each goal you set is a marker on your map, guiding you to greater mastery in communicating with purpose and flair. First, let's get specific. It's time to trade in vague aspirations for concrete targets. Instead of saying, "I want to be a better speaker," try, "I will deliver a 10-minute speech to my peers by the end of the month." This goal is not just measurable. It's also a fantastic opportunity to showcase your storytelling prowess. You can weave in personal anecdotes, sprinkle in a bit of humor, and captivate your audience. Remember, the more specific your goal, the clearer your path becomes, allowing you to track your progress and celebrate those little victories along the way. Next up, let's sprinkle in some fun while cultivating emotional intelligence. Emotions are like the seasoning in your communication stew. Too little and it's bland. Too much and it's overwhelming. Set a goal to practice empathy by engaging in active listening exercises with friends or family. Try asking open-ended questions and really tuning in to their responses. It's like a game of emotional charades. The more you practice, the better you'll become at reading nonverbal cues and responding with genuine understanding, making your interactions richer and more fulfilling. Don't forget to add a dash of accountability to your goal-setting recipe. Share your aspirations with a buddy or join a communication group where everyone is on the same quest. You'll find that having a partner in crime not only keeps you motivated, but also makes the journey much more enjoyable. Celebrate each milestone together, whether it's nailing that presentation or simply feeling more confident in a casual conversation. It's amazing how a little camaraderie can transform the sometimes daunting task of self-improvement into a joyous expedition. Finally, make sure to keep your eye on the prize. Regularly revisit your goals and adjust them as needed. Just like a pirate would not set sail without checking the weather, you shouldn't charge forward without evaluating your progress. Reflect on what's worked, what hasn't, and what new skills you want to tackle next. By maintaining a playful approach and staying adaptable, you'll not only improve your communication skills, but also enjoy the process of becoming a master communicator. So grab your map, set your sights on those goals, and let the adventure begin. Finding opportunities to practice. Finding opportunities to practice communication skills can be as fun as a treasure hunt. And the best part is that the treasure is your own growth. Every day presents a myriad of chances to flex those verbal and nonverbal muscles. Think about your daily interactions with friends, family, or even that barista who makes your morning coffee. Each conversation is an opportunity to test out new techniques, whether it's perfecting your eye contact, adjusting your tone, or even using a dash of storytelling to spice up your chat. The world is your stage, and everyone around you is part of your audience. Let's not forget the power of role-playing. Gather a group of friends or colleagues who are also keen on improving their communication game. Set aside some time to engage in playful scenarios where you can practice active listening and empathy development. You could simulate a tricky conversation with a colleague or a heart-to-heart with a friend. The laughter and the occasional awkward moment will not only break the ice but also build a safe space for learning. Plus, you'll be surprised at how many gems of insight you'll pick up from your peers during these sessions. Don't underestimate the value of everyday situations. Waiting in line at the grocery store? Perfect time to engage in small talk with the person next to you. Struck up a light conversation about the latest bestseller or the weather, and observe how your nonverbal cues influence the interaction. Are you leaning in, smiling, and nodding? Or are you scrolling on your phone with a blank expression? This is a real-world lab for testing your emotional intelligence in communication. Each interaction is a mini experiment where you can assess what works and what doesn't. Another exciting way to find practice opportunities is through storytelling. Make it a point to share a fun anecdote or a lesson learned in your daily conversations. Not only does it capture attention, but it also allows others to connect with you on a deeper level. Crafting your story and delivering it with passion can turn mundane exchanges into memorable experiences. You'll not only hone your storytelling skills, but also gauge the reactions of your audience, refining your approach for future tales. Lastly, embrace feedback as your trusty sidekick on this journey of communication mastery. After a conversation or presentation, ask for constructive criticism from trusted friends or mentors. What did they find engaging? Where did they zone out? This feedback loop is crucial for growth and can transform your communication style into one that resonates with others. Remember, practice doesn't make perfect. It makes progress. So go out there, explore, and seize every opportunity to communicate with purpose and flair, evaluating your progress. Evaluating your progress in mastering communication is like peeking into a treasure chest filled with gems of insight. It's easy to get lost in the thrill of learning new techniques, but taking a moment to assess where you stand can be refreshing and enlightening. Think of it as your personal communication checkup. Are you flexing those active listening muscles? Are your storytelling skills captivating your audience? Grab a metaphorical magnifying glass and let's examine the sparkling progress you've made. First, let's dive into the delightful world of nonverbal communication. This is where the magic often happens. Reflect on your body language, facial expressions, and gestures. Are they aligning with your spoken words? Imagine you're a conductor with an orchestra. Every movement should harmonize with your message. If you've noticed that your audience's eyebrows are raised in confusion rather than awe, it might be time to tune your nonverbal cues. A little self-awareness here can turn a mundane presentation into a mesmerizing performance. Next up is the art of active listening. Picture yourself as a detective, piecing together clues from what others are saying. Are you truly hearing your conversation partners? Or are you stuck in your own head, waiting for your turn to speak? Evaluate the quality of your interactions. Do you find yourself asking thoughtful questions or nodding along as if you're in a hypnotic trance? By honing your listening skills, you not only gain valuable information but also build deeper connections. The better you listen, the more you'll discover the hidden treasures in conversations. Now, let's sprinkle in some empathy development. This is where heart meets communication. Evaluate how often you put yourself in someone else's shoes. Are you tuning into their emotions, or are you just going through the motions? Consider keeping a journal to track your empathetic responses. The more you practice empathy, the richer your interactions become. Think of it as adding a splash of color to a black and white image. It transforms everything into something vibrant and alive. Finally, let's not forget about emotional intelligence in communication. This is the secret sauce that elevates your skills from good to extraordinary. Assess how well you manage your emotions during conversations, especially when the stakes are high. Can you keep your cool when tensions rise? Or do you find yourself turning into a human volcano? Recognizing your emotional triggers will empower you to navigate discussions with grace and poise. Remember, communication mastery is a journey, not a destination. So, keep evaluating and refining your approach, and you'll shine brighter than ever in the art of speaking with purpose. Chapter 9. The Future of Communication. Adapting to a Digital World. In our fast-paced, digital world, adapting our communication styles is not just a necessity. It's an adventure waiting to unfold. Think of it as learning to dance at a lively party where the music keeps changing. From text messages to video calls, each platform has its own rhythm, and our job is to find our groove. Embracing this digital transformation means being playful with our words and delivery, allowing our personality to shine through even when we're typing on a screen or speaking into a camera. After all, who says communication can't be fun? Nonverbal communication takes on a whole new life in the digital realm. While we might not be able to see a friend's smile through a text, we can sprinkle our messages with emojis, gifs, and clever punctuation to convey tone and emotion. Imagine sending a message and adding a little wink or a cheeky thumbs up to keep the conversation lighthearted. In video calls, our facial expressions and body language become vital tools for connecting with others. A raised eyebrow or a heartfelt nod can bridge the gap created by distance and make our interactions more engaging. So, let's turn those cameras on and show the world what we're feeling. Active listening might seem like a challenge when we're navigating the myriad of digital distractions, but it's the secret ingredient to mastering communication in this landscape. Picture yourself in a virtual meeting where everyone's simultaneously multitasking. By consciously tuning in, nodding your head, and responding thoughtfully, you become a beacon of attentiveness. It's like being the lighthouse in a stormy sea of notifications. The more we practice active listening, the more we cultivate empathy, making our interactions richer and more meaningful. So, grab your virtual listening ears and turn on that engaging charm. Emotional intelligence is the superhero cape we all need in our communication toolkit, especially in a world where tone can be easily misinterpreted. By honing our ability to read the emotional cues of others, we can adapt our responses to foster deeper connections, whether we're chatting via text or leading a team meeting. Picture yourself as a communication chameleon, effortlessly shifting your style to match the emotional landscape of your audience. This adaptability not only enhances our relationships but also positions us as effective leaders who inspire trust and collaboration. Storytelling is the magic wand that transforms ordinary communication into something extraordinary. Whether we're sharing a personal anecdote on social media or crafting a compelling narrative in a presentation. In a digital world overflowing with information, a well-told story captures attention and fosters connection. Imagine weaving humor, suspense, or even a touch of drama into your messages, making them memorable and impactful. By embracing storytelling, we become architects of engagement, constructing bridges that invite others into our world. So, let's ignite our creativity and turn our words into captivating tales that resonate with every listener. The role of technology in communication. Technology has become the magic wand of communication, transforming how we connect with one another in ways that feel both exciting and, at times, overwhelming. In a world where emojis can convey an entire conversation, the art of speaking with purpose takes on new dimensions. Picture this. You're chatting with a friend across the globe, sharing a laugh over a funny meme, while simultaneously deepening your understanding of each other's lives. This whimsical fusion of technology and communication makes it easier than ever to express ourselves, but it also invites us to sharpen our skills in conveying our messages clearly and meaningfully. As we dive into the realm of nonverbal communication, technology offers a kaleidoscope of tools that enhance our ability to connect without words. Think about video calls, where facial expressions and gestures are front and center, bringing a splash of vibrancy to otherwise flat conversations. These platforms allow us to read the room, or rather, the screen, and pick up on those subtle cues that might get lost in text messages. By mastering the ability to interpret and utilize nonverbal signals in these digital interactions, we can elevate our communication to new heights, ensuring our messages resonate in a more profound way. Active listening, the unsung hero of effective communication, also gets a tech makeover. With the rise of apps and tools designed to foster better listening skills, we can now practice tuning in to others with unparalleled focus. Imagine using a mindfulness app that reminds you to put your phone down and really engage with the person speaking to you. This blend of technology and self-awareness helps cultivate an environment where empathy flourishes. By leveraging these resources, we can train ourselves to listen not just to respond, but to understand, creating a ripple effect that enhances our relationships both online and offline. Emotional intelligence, often seen as the secret sauce of communication, finds its groove in this tech-savvy world. Social media platforms can serve as both a playground and a battleground for emotions. Understanding how to navigate these spaces with sensitivity and awareness can make all the difference. By harnessing the power of technology to observe emotional cues in written form, such as tone and context, we can develop our emotional intelligence further. This skill allows us to respond thoughtfully, fostering connections that are not only impactful but also authentic. Finally, storytelling, The age-old art that captures hearts and minds has found a new stage in the digital arena. With technology at our fingertips, we can share our stories with the world in an instant. Whether it's through a captivating Instagram post, an engaging podcast, or a heartfelt blog, the possibilities are limitless. Embracing the tools available to us allows for creativity and innovation in our storytelling. By weaving our narratives with purpose and clarity, we can inspire, motivate, and connect with others in ways that transcend mere words. In this vibrant tapestry of communication, technology acts as both a canvas and a brush, enabling us to paint our messages with bold strokes. Lifelong learning in communication skills. Lifelong learning in communication skills is like a never-ending treasure hunt, where every conversation is a clue waiting to be unraveled. Imagine stepping into a world where each interaction offers new gems of knowledge, shaping the way you express yourself and connect with others. Whether you're perfecting your storytelling prowess or honing your nonverbal communication techniques, embracing a playful attitude toward learning can transform each experience into a delightful adventure. So, grab your map and compass. It's time to explore the vast landscape of communication. As we embark on this journey, let's first consider the art of active listening. Think of it as a delightful game of catch, where you toss ideas back and forth with your conversational partner. The key is to focus on the ball air, the speaker, without thinking about how you'll respond next. By truly immersing yourself in what others are saying, you not only enhance your understanding but also build a bridge of empathy and connection. This playful engagement allows you to uncover hidden meanings and emotions, turning ordinary chats into rich, meaningful exchanges. Next, let's dive into the colorful world of nonverbal communication. Picture yourself as a magician, using gestures, facial expressions, and body language to cast spells of understanding and connection. The beauty of this silent language is that it often conveys feelings more powerfully than words ever could. Learning to read and respond to these cues can be a fun and enlightening experience. Try experimenting with different expressions in front of a mirror or during practice conversations, and watch how your interactions transform into a captivating dance of communication. Emotional intelligence is another vibrant thread in the tapestry of lifelong learning. It's like being a maestro, conducting an orchestra of emotions, yours and those of others. By developing your emotional awareness, you can navigate the highs and lows of conversations with finesse and flair. Engage in playful self-reflection to identify your emotional triggers and learn how to manage them. The more you tune into your own feelings, the better you'll be at recognizing and responding to the emotions of others, creating a symphony of understanding and rapport. Finally, let's not forget the power of storytelling in impactful communication. Every great communicator is a storyteller at heart, weaving narratives that captivate hearts and minds. Embrace your inner author and use your experiences to craft tales that resonate with your audience. Whether it's sharing a personal anecdote or a lesson learned, storytelling adds a sprinkle of magic to your communication toolkit. By continually refining your storytelling skills, you'll not only entertain but also inspire, leaving a lasting impact on those who hear your words. So, keep the spirit of lifelong learning alive. Your journey in communication mastery is just getting started.
The end. Thank you for listening. This was a Mindful Books production. Copyright 2025.